I want to say thank you to the organizers, the co-organizers that put this event here together today. It's so important that we stand up to this kind of injustice that's happening. I also want to thank all of you for coming out here today, because this is an atrocity that's happening in the United States, but as many speakers have already said, this is happening right here in Canada as well. We need to stand up to the kind of politics that would put people, and especially children, in a type of prison and separate them from their children. Now, many of you who know me know that I came to Canada fleeing violence from Chile, the September 11th, 1973 military coup. Like many of the Chileans that came at that time, we came as refugees. And I never thought at that time, growing up as a child, as a refugee here in this country, that one day I would be across this river helping make legislation for the future of this province. Imagine if we were telling refugees just to go back, like our Syrian brothers and sisters that are coming here now. I'll never forget when I was at one of the very first events welcoming the Syrian refugees. I told the mothers and fathers, I said, when you put your children to bed tonight, you tell them that because they found a safe place here in Canada, that they can grow up to be whatever they want, and yes, an MLA, an MP, and even a Prime Minister of this country, so that we can continue to change the laws the structural racist laws. Now I know as a legislature you might think, oh well, he's part of the government. But every chance that I get, when I go into classrooms all across this city, I tell people, the law when it was created at the time, at a specific time. The law needs to change. And I tell people the Alberta of today, of right now, is very different than the Alberta of 40 years ago. There's laws in this province and in this country that haven't been updated for more than 40 years. So I tell children, look, I'm not telling you go out and break the law. I'm telling you to think critically about that law and work to change it. So ladies and gentlemen, we need to think critically. And I know you know this, or else you wouldn't be here. We need to continue to work together, social movements, community activists, and people who are in positions of power, like myself, elected to the legislature. We shouldn't be fighting against each other when it comes to these issues. We should be working together to understand how it is that we can change these laws. Now, one thing that I want to tell you is that the laws that currently exist that are separating families, those are conservative laws. That's the truth here. And I always ask conservatives, what are you trying to conserve? Are you trying to conserve the status quo? Are you trying to conserve a history of colonialism that separated Indigenous children from their families? What are you trying to conserve? Exactly, patriarchy. What are you trying to racism? These are all the things. Ableism, transphobia, yes, the sister over there is saying it, or our friend over there is saying it. No, I don't mean to gender you, sister. Thanks, yeah, okay. Her pronoun, she. At the end of the day, we need to fight that conservative ideology. We need to understand that conservatism is actually all these things that have just been named. And that we need to work hard as a community. You don't need to come and work with me in the party. You don't need to come and do what I say because I'm a part of the NDP. But I do need you as a community member to stand up to the conservatism that is represented by that other political party. I need you to talk to other people that a vote for conservatism, although in their mind may be good for business, it's not good for human beings. We need to continue working to make Alberta a better place for everybody. Refugees, migrant workers, it doesn't matter, for everybody. Trans people, everybody. Everybody. And we're going to do that together, ladies and gentlemen. So as I always do, I encourage people, please have a working relationship with your elected representatives. Tell them how you feel. Tell them about how you believe the law needs to change in this country so that it is fair for everybody. And then we're going to continue making Alberta a better place for everyone who calls it home. Thank you very much for welcoming me here today. On a last note, I just want to share with you all that there's a petition that's circulating, and I just want to read it out so that people know what they're signing. It says, in 2012, UCP leader Jason Kenney, then the Harper government citizenship and immigration minister, supported his government's policy of locking the children of refugees up in heavy security detention facilities. Kenney said, they are not jails. And in the case of the Toronto one, for example, the main one, it's a former 3-star hotel with a fence around it, he said. Under Jason Kenney, 289 child refugees were detained in 2011 and 2012. Sign this petition and tell Jason Kenney that you don't believe that children of refugees should be locked up. Sign the petition. I have volunteers that are around. The volunteers, could you just put the clipboard up in the air?
Deport Jason Kenney!
If you haven't signed the petition yet, please go to one of the volunteers and sign it. Thank you very much.